Sir, now your video is coming.
Yes, now video is coming also.
Good morning, Sir Sharma.
Good morning.
Good
Can
morning,
you hear
sir.
me?
Yes, you are loud and clear.
Okay. Just testing.
Okay, yes. I think Sir Giri has also joined. Dean,
Caroline,
sir.
I join. I'll on my video later on.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's okay.
Dean has also joined, I think. Dean sir has also joined.
VC sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Very good morning. Oh, nice to meet you this morning.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
I think Sarmit is having an internet problem.
Many programs today.
Oh,
Caroline, can you hear me?
Many programs in the pile.
No, Campus Connect has some problem, I think.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
you are clear, sir.
Sorry.
Caroline, now you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because in between this Campus Connect creating problem. No?
Mm-mm.
66.
Caroline, did you inform VC, sir? Because they have another one program also.
Okay, sir. Let me.
Want me to have straighten now physically? Dr. Amit has to attend that program at
Yes, sir.
10:30 physically. How will manage?
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir. We should be, if our problem, sir. Hello, Samuel, I will talk later. Sir, online link is created for that program. Na?
Online link is there, but you are requested to join the meeting physically. Some deans, some head of departments have to join physically. You are also included because it is related to your department. Anyway,
Hello, good morning, Amit and Sharma and Caroline.
Yeah,
also
good morning,
here.
sir. Good morning, sir.
sir. Good morning, sir. Very good morning, sir.
But I am in airport now, it is fully packed with.
Oh, anyway.
So
Good
morning,
sir.
because that's why I'm just come here.
Okay.
I'm in airport now with many people.
I see.
Right.
I see.
I'm in Calcutta airport coming to Aizawl.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, with your permission, shall we start the program?
Yes, you can start the program, no problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I think, Sir Moya, we can start if you are
Okay.
ready.
Yes, Miss Caroline, can you hear me?
Yes, your voice is audible.
Okay, let's start. So, very good morning to everyone. Good morning to our respected VC, our keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, our respected Dean, our respected HOD, senior most faculty from the Department of Management, Professor Sharma, and the placement coordinator, joint coordinator, Dr. Lanjing Liana, and program coordinator, Dr. Caroline, and the department staff, students, and the participants for this personality development and career planning program. It is a proud privilege for the department to host this kind of event in the midst of this pandemic. Not only hosting this is a great thing, but we have a tremendous response from the academic community. If we look at the registration, most of the colleges students are participating in this event. Not only that, most of the reputed universities in India, the communities are participating in this event. To name the few, we have a participant from Pondicherry University, Naipur, Hyderabad, even from IIT Mumbai. So it's going to be a success. So thank you, everyone. I now call upon Dr. Caroline to have a welcome address. Ms. Caroline.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Moy. Honorable Chief Guest, Professor K.R. Sambasivarao, our respected keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, respected Dean, School of Semis, Professor R.K. Mutin Kumar, respected Senior Professor, Professor L.S. Sharma, and our respected Head of Department, Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, and the Joint Coordinator of Career Counseling and Placement Cell, Dr. Lanjing Liana, and Dr. Raj Kumar Giridhari Singh, our esteemed resource persons, all the faculties, students, and all the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and a warm welcome to the inaugural function of 1 Week Online Personality Development and Career Planning Program. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor K.R. Sambasivarao, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, who is a very dynamic leader and who have always supported the department. And Sir is taking a lot of trouble in joining this program as he is joining from the airport. So, Sir, we are very blessed to have your presence here. I would also like to welcome our guest of honor, Professor R.K. Mutin Kumar, Dean, School of Semis, who have always been supporting and gracing the events of our department. And I would also like to welcome our keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, who is a professor and dean, Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management and Entrepreneurship, Jawaharlal Nehru University. And Sir has more than 20 years of experience in academics and industry, and he is certified entrepreneur educator from Stanford University, USA. And he is keen researcher, and his current research interests are corporate social responsibility in a lot of areas. We are so blessed to have your presence. And I would also like to welcome Dr. Lalming Ganarentle, the Joint Coordinator, Career Counseling and Placement Cell, our collaborator for the program. And I would also like to welcome our senior most professor, Professor L.S. Sharma, Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, our head of department, Dr. Giridhar Singh, Dr. Bedu Kantidas, Dr. Lalropui, Dr. K. Laromoya, the faculties of the department who were always supportive of one another and without whom the program may not come into life. So last but not the least, I would also like to welcome our esteemed resource persons and all the 375 participants of the program. So I wish all delegates and participants an enriching experience during the program. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sarmoy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Caroline. Now I shall call upon Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, who is the HOD of the department. Sir, take your time.
Sir, please unmute your mic.
Yeah, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor K.R. Sambasiv Rao sir, the dynamic Vice Chancellor of the Mizoram University, our Dean Professor R.K. Nurthin Khuma sir, Professor L.S. Sharma sir, today's our keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, Dean, Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship, Jawaharlal Nehru University. It's a very proud moment for the department that under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, we are organizing so many programs. And this personality development and career planning is one of them. Taking this opportunity, I would like to highlight a little bit the Department of Management, which is started in 2007. And at present, we are running this MBA and PhD courses. Earlier, we were running MPhil courses also. The Department of Management is committed for the placement, personality development, and outreach programs, especially for the Mizoram also. We had made so many collaborations with the foreign countries, and under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, we already implemented the new education policy for undergraduate courses. And I think that in undergraduate courses, our university is the first university who is implementing the new education policy. And this career development and planning, I would also like to thank Career Counseling Cell, who is continuously supporting us and even financial support also they are providing to organize these programs. And as per the direction and guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dean, we are going to organize so many other programs also. And I have only 3 minutes we have. So now I would like to welcome all of you once again and over to the Sarmoya.
Thank you so much, our respected HOD. Now we will call upon our senior most faculty, Professor L.S. Sharma, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Dr. Lalromoya. Honorable Chief Guest of the function, Professor and Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, Professor K.R.S. Sambasiva Rao, sir. Honorable Keynote Speaker of the function, Professor Arvind Kumar, Professor and Dean of Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management and Entrepreneurship, JNU, Delhi, Professor R.K. Nurthin Khuma, Dean, School of Economics, Management and Information Science, Mizoram University, Head of the Department, Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, my colleagues, Joint Coordinator of the Career Counseling and Placement Cell, Dr. Lalming Riana Rantley, and my other colleagues in the department, Dr. Giridhari Singh, Dr. Bidu Kanti Das, Dr. Lauro Moya, Dr. Lauro Pui, and Dr. Caroline, and other members, other faculty members who have joined to this program, as well as the participants of this program. I once again welcome you to this one-week program on personality development and career planning, which is jointly organized by Department of Management as well as the Career Counseling and Placement Cell of Mizoram University. At the very outset, I find the topic very, very much interesting. Skill development as well as career planning plays a very important role, and both are connected to one another. And one of the important key term that I find, and which is very, very important for a student, is planning. And in terms of planning, if I talk into the philosophies of Sun Tzu, who had written the treatise on the art of war, which also discusses a lot about planning. And planning happens to be one of the first important thing Sun Tzu talks about in his treatise. So Sun Tzu was, I'm sure some of you might be knowing that he is a very well-known Chinese general, a military strategist, a writer, as well as a philosopher who had lived in the kingdom of Eastern Zhao province in China in the late 6th century BC. And the art of war itself is a treatise which talks about how to win over war strategies, the military strategies, and it has a very important impact on today's world, both in the Oriental as well as in the Western philosophy, and nowadays being much used in as a strategy management, as one of the foundations of strategic management. In fact, Sun Tzu had said that if you know your enemies and know yourself, you will be imperiled in 1,000 battles. Means one of the important things Sun Tzu talk about is knowing yourself and knowing your enemies. So in today's world, I'll talk it in terms of knowing what are the skills that you're having, what are the skills that you need to develop. So these are knowing, understanding about what is your strengths, what is your weaknesses, how to improve your weaknesses, minimize those weaknesses, strengthen on your strengths, okay, and understanding the environment in terms of what he calls as knowing the enemy, knowing the in terms of war, it's knowing about the enemies, but in terms of the current scenario, it might be knowing about the environment. So if you know yourself and if you know your enemy, you will win thousands of war. But if you know yourself only and if you don't know your enemies, one will win, one will not win. Okay, and if you know your enemies and if you don't know yourself, again, there'll be possibilities of you losing out. So one of the important thing about this program is that we are talking about these two concepts. One is about the career planning, what you want to be in future, understanding what is going to be there in the future, analyzing of self, it's what understanding about yourself and the environment. So with these two combinations, we're talking about skilling up the self in the form of personality development, and secondly, understanding the environment in terms of preparing plans for what you want to be 5 years from now on, 10 years from now on. Sun Tzu also talk about one of the important thing, that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to the victory. Means you have to have tactics, but if you're having tactics without any strategy, you will not win war, but it will be more of a rejoicing to a defeating. So one must be very, very careful about what are the tactics that you're going to adopt and what tactics you should adopt for the long-term future. So once again, I congratulate the department for organizing such activities once again. And with these few words, I would like to again extend a warm welcome to all the participants, all the members, and wishing the very best for the grand success of this program, personality development and career planning. Thank you once again, and over to you, Dr. Moya.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful speech. Now, I shall call upon our respected Dean, Professor R.K. Muthin Kuma, to share his words.
Honorable Chief Guest, Professor KRS Sambasiva Rao, Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, Professor Arvind Kumar, who is the keynote speaker of this program, Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management and Entrepreneurship, John Nehru University, Dr. Amit Kumar, Amit Singh, Head of Department of Management, Professor Sharma, Senior Most Faculty Member in the department, the coordinators, Dr. Caroline and Dr. Romoya, and Minga, and other faculty members. I really thankful to the department and organizer, this Career Counseling Placement Cell of Mizoram University, for organizing this personal development and career planning for 1 week as a 1 week program. As you all know, this topic is one of the most important aspects in the present society. Personality development is about building capacities, nurturing our talent, enhancing new skill sets, working on our weaknesses, and transforming them into strength. To be a more charismatic person, you have to develop your inner self as well as your outer self. The importance of personality development is undisputed in personal and professional life. There is no substitute for hard work when it comes to personality development. The sooner you understand it, the better for you. Think about how to develop personality. Chalk out a plan, set a goal, and work towards it every day. It is important to understand how your individual cultural context influences your worldview. Each of us has an individual worldview comprising our attitudes, values, opinions, and beliefs about how things work in the world. Our cultural context surrounds the entire career planning process and includes our cultural heritage and life experiences. Therefore, we cannot set aside personal development and career counseling or career in our day-to-day life. We may have some kind of knowledge in our academic pursuits, but everybody needs some kind of the things to develop ourselves, to look forward for our careers. Therefore, this program is very relevant for our present society, particularly for the students and scholars. Therefore, I feel that the department or the organizers have selected such important topic for the present society. The Department of Management have recently concluded their program on skill development. Now they are organizing another very important program. I wish the program success. I congratulate the Department of Management and the Career Counseling Cell of Mizoram Universities. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dean sir. Now I shall call upon Dr. Lalming Lianaranthe, who is the Joint Coordinator, Career Counseling and Placement Cell. And through his office support, we can organize this event. Thank you so much, Lalming. Take your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University and Chief Guest of the program, Professor KRS Sambasiva Rao, respected keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, Dean, Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management and Entrepreneurship, respected Dean of SEMIS and guest of honor of the program, Professor R.K. Kumar, respected Head of the Department, Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, respected Senior Most Professor of the Department, Professor L.S. Sharma, respected Coordinator of the program, Dr. Caroline Vandal Shriyati, respected Dr. Rajkumar Giridhari Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, esteemed resource persons and faculty members of the department, Dr. Bidu Kantidas, Dr. Lal Ropui, Dr. Lal Rumoya, all the participants, ladies and gentlemen. Now, on behalf of the Career Counseling Cell and Placement Cell, I and Dr. Manoj Kumar Verma, the coordinator of the Career Counseling and Placement Cell, would like to welcome everyone to this program for personality development and career planning, jointly organized by the Department of Management and Career Counseling and Placement Cell, Mizoram University. I would like to congratulate the coordinator of the program, Dr. Caroline Vanel-Treti, and the organizing committee, Department of Management, in collaboration with the Career Counseling and Placement Cell for organizing this program, which is the need of the hour in these difficult times. The job market today is becoming more and more competitive and is a matter of survival of the fittest, literally. Business India today quoted that the total unemployed who are willing to work but did not have any employment in January, as of January 2021, was 40 million in India. Programs like this will help students and everyone seeking jobs to develop their personality and plan their career well so that they have an advantage over others in the competition. So today, on this auspicious occasion, I would briefly like to tell you a little bit about the Career Counseling and Placement Cell, just a little bit. The Career Counseling and Placement Cell was established in July 2012 to provide career guidance to students and facilitate the best possible placement opportunities. Students are provided guidance at the cell to help them choose careers best suited to them, and in the process equipping them with the knowledge, skills, aptitude that meets the requirements of organizations and industries all over the world. There are 3 independent but collaborative units within the Career Counseling and Placement Cell, which are the Career Counseling Cell, the Placement Cell, and the Equal Opportunity Cell. So we are indeed very proud to inform that despite the pandemic, placement activities and placement drives keep on taking place from time to time. And I'm also so happy that from all the placement that have taken place in our university, management department and engineering department are always in the top in the selection list. So with the support and collaboration of the school coordinators and department placement coordinators, we, the Career Counseling and Placement Cell, pledge to keep on providing placement opportunities to all the students of Mizoram University. So to conclude my address today, this morning, I wish this one-week program on personality development and career planning a grand success and will benefit all the students and participants in every way possible to excel in their future career. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Sir Moya.
Thank you so much, Sarninga. So I shall now call upon our honorable chief guest, Professor K.R.S. Sambasivarao, the Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University. Sir, can you access? VC, sir. Yes, sir, you can take your time now. Sir, unmute your microphone, sir. Sir, you have to unmute your microphone. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. We
All
can
of
hear you, sir.
It is a wonderful. Yes. Good morning, all the faculty members of management and participants of the personality development and career improvement program. It was a very good program. Actually, I wanted to listen and participate, but my internet is not proper here, and it is disconnected 3 times when I joined. Now I joined again just now. So it is very important that for all the students of management and all the postgraduate degree holders or professional degree holders, there should be a orientation on personality improvement. So what is the personality improvement? Many people, they think that it is not just physical look. It is the combination of various factors such as the communication skills, spoken English, and also certain habits like listening to everyone and talking to everyone and movement with all the people and which an organization requires all these characters from an individual. This is very important that one should have a good outspoken personality with humorous behavior with all the people. This actually need to be cultivated with all the students, and they should cultivate these things during their career development. So once they develop this particular personality, how to listen, how to get the knowledge, and how to improve their skills, how to improve their soft skills, they will be having good opportunities in their career for getting good job, good employment opportunity. So this program, how they have to behave with others, how they have to behave with employers, how they have to behave with other colleagues, and this program will be helpful to them to develop their character qualities. So this is a wonderful program which was planned by our management department, and I got a very good appreciation from all over the country when I sent this particular circular to all the people, and they were saying that it is a really required and pertinent topic for the. So I congratulate all the management faculty for planning this kind of wonderful program, a 1 week program for providing an opportunity for the students and participants for knowing something about how to improve their personality, how to be a good candidate for various interactions during interviews, and how to plan their career, how to develop their particular performance in the interviews. It will be a wonderful opportunity for learning something. So I'm very sorry I could not spend much time because I'm sitting in a airport and waiting for my flight. So a lot of disturbance is also there. So and my internet connectivity is also getting off. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. I congratulate once again all the faculty members and the participants for joining in this particular workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, VC sir. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you. Before coming to the next program, I will read the brief profile of our keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar. Professor Dr. Arvind Kumar is the Dean at Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management and Entrepreneurship, JNU, New Delhi. He has more than 20 years of experience in academic and industry. He is a certified entrepreneur educator from Stanford University, USA. He earned his post-graduation and PhD in management. He is the recipient of postdoctoral fellowship in the USA. He has supervised several MPhil PhD students. He is a keen researcher, and his current research interests are CSR, academia-industry interface, consumer affairs, and social entrepreneurship. He has several research papers, articles published in national and international journals of repute. He has several books, monographs, and research projects in his credit. He has participated as an expert in national, international conferences, seminars, and workshops, and has been a part of various panel discussion and also chaired sessions. So, respected keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, you may take your time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. I hope I am visible and I am also audible. Hi, Professor KRS Sambasivara, Honorable Vice Chancellor and Chief Guest of the event, Professor R.K. Coordinator and Career Counseling Placement Cell of Kevin, Rajkumar, and our team, the resource person of this 1 week program on personality development and career counseling. And dear students, it is very, very privileged of me. First of all, I want to thank University of Mizoram, especially Department of Management, for inviting me for my thoughts. So first of all, I want to congratulate the Department of Management for organizing such a wonderful event. Yes, that teachers, so I'll take this opportunity to greet every teacher of University of Mizoram. So belated Teachers Day to all teachers of the university. So very that to me, your university, you should add this program. This program is in full mode. So Department of Management and Career Planning and Placement take forward and they thought of such a wonderful event which is very, very contemporary in nature. And I was looking at the resource person, the kind of issues which are going to be addressed. So contemporary topics like concept personality, emotional intelligence, personal leadership skills, and everywhere now we all witness the pandemic and where we have to relieve stress. So I found in the themes like stress management, communication, skills, career, for his job. So I think that topic program. So this program, kudos to the organizing team, especially kudos to the leadership of School of Management. Really look at this program. So I found a program, and this is also serving need of the hour. When I look at the whole area of career planning, so I active note with all participants. So if you have been invited as a keynote speaker, and that is probably to the last speaker, so your job became easy because majority of the concerns has already said by honorable speakers. But so then there is some basically when you are running in terms of your very carefully you have to really think of all stakeholders. And I believe your great university the especially once they look for planning, they have to really have a strong analysis. So though we have in our management discipline like analysis, I think for career planning, once you have chosen path, like if I'm good in banking, then I maybe plan my career in banking. Somebody is very good in communicating, somebody is really enjoying interacting with the people, then we may think career in human resource management, in communication field, in the field of justice. So what I try to make is a simple. You have you can check and so I think good for people in academic and management learning. Are also like they really believe in hopping, keep on changing the job. Then and this setup. So I would be for okay. So what in my brain? So in case if you are looking at so if you want automatic happiness for an hour, what is the solution? So is this, and if you want automatic happiness for a day, go for a picnic. If happiness be so this is also the important thing. So attain the happiness, and in case if you want or at that light note, I'm saying so be like this. I want to make in terms of you want for a fellow talking about the body also say other that is the force of the automatic happiness for a life. Learn what of today's session, and I will also going to deliver this overview of the duration of your program. So phases I want to make was very clear, and that is on but for a long time. And how this can be achieved? This can be achieved. Learn to love what you do for a living. So the semantic area that organizes or top so basically your and how the career planning can be done. So you can't really ignore the personality aspect. First deserve than desire. So this is one thing that I want to say with the August gathering is all person. I can recall a previous no work. So unless you are not really inculcate of planning done. So there will be a difference between theory and practice. There will be a and now that your ability is really between theory and practice, between theory and applications. Second that I want to share with our participants and students, which is back to basics. If you really want to have a very sound career, you must definitely focus on the basics part. So again, it's the same thing that one of our speakers said. There is no shortcut. You have on the basics of any disciplines, whether you want to be you want to be a scientist, or you want to be a corporate leader, you have a very sound foundations of physics. Nowadays, I sit a lot of boards where I'm interviewing people for state service commission. I'm also staying as a panel expert for premier institutions and their institutions. When I try to check their basics, I have a sense of dissatisfaction. So my piece of advice for youngsters or the new generation would be please work on this and be your basics are for your which are soft skills, presentation skills, communication skills, documentation. So documentation at times seems a very ignored area, but my humble request to everyone could be please work on your documentation as well. So when you appear for the interview and the board asks for XYZ document, you don't carry. So what happens as an outcome that you lose it, you fear. The important aspect is etiquette. So etiquette is stated everywhere. I have been in US, I have been in other part of the globe, and everywhere I found that etiquettes are appreciated everywhere. If you respect XYZ person, obviously you'll be admired, you'll be appreciated. There are three important terms, which is attitude, knowledge, skills. Very important. So, and the very important aspect really works for career advancement. As one of the speaker also emphasized about the skills part, you must have skills, be it soft skills or other skills. Ultimately, the skills for you very good advance. Second important point that I want to make here is talent versus attitude. This is my observation from my field. At times, talented folks the simple problem. My work on your attitude. Attitude is really works. Even in some of the, when you look at the blue chip companies, multinational corporations, PSUs, so they also have a psychologist in their expert panel in the board. And that psychologists keep on checking your attitude, how you are demonstrating. So they really not check your academic knowledge, your basics, but they also check your attitude. When you really compare talent versus attitude, so the score, alphabetic score for talent comes and comes out. By that simple example, what I'm trying to say is far important and not ignoring the talent. You have to work on your area. So you be, so it's all about. And second thing, even stages of life, especially when someone is there is a possibility that people may have some depression, people may have different benefit loss. Entire globe has witnessed pandemic. So people also face issues with health. They also face issues with mental health. So at times it comes that I am nowhere. So what you have to do to really change your attitude and say, I am now here. You are with this university. very important center of excellence in India. You come and I so of is a matter of your ethics, the matter of your mind. So it's come with ethics. I want to say a simple concept for DRR. So in case if you are looking for such advancement, then you know the of do stand for and next O stand for obligation and the R stand for result. So basically, when you really want discipline, ownership, obligation, results, I strongly believe that your door open from the employer. So what you have to do, you have to be a disciplined student, you have to be a disciplined scholar, you have to be a disciplined citizen. Then you must have ownership, ownership to your ownership organization that you are going to work. Then you must also fulfill obligations. And the last area of opening door is research. Even when I look at my discipline, so the concept of KRA, key result is. So until unless you are not delivering the results, people will not really rely on. In that one, I believe that I of door maybe somewhere will help you out your involvement. Let me also share. So even talking about universities are also having the results. So there is also as a student you can fix. You like I want to be the university. I want to be the top of the batch. You have your own set that even concept I have also the concept called key. Yeah. There is also another concept called key KPI. So KPI stands for key performance indicator. So when you become employer, so you also chalk out the plan. What are the focal areas that you have to work upon? I also want to discuss and the main formula is WIN. So W for work hard. So there is no you may there is no substitute there of hard work. Second is innovate, and third, never say die approach. And I'm very privileged here with you that in these when you look at Olympics game that really contribute immensely. You know what me on your region. So how they have achieved just never up. So with these small comments, once again, I want to congratulate the Department of Management and Counseling and Placement Office for organizing such a wonderful event. And I am very confident the participant is immensely going to benefit it because I thoroughly check the source persons. So the university and organization really kept in mind the topics and key person. So once again, congratulations, I wish a grand success of your program. Neil, thank you for inviting me and having me among your among the university. So I stop here. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Arvind Kumar, for sparing your valuable time. We have come to the end of our inaugural session. So before calling our respected Dr. Giri, let me highlight the resource person which our coordinators have gathered. Uh, Dear participant in this program, we thought that you will benefit from this program, as the coordinator is calling the resource person from a stream of different professionals like bankers, like from publishing house, and a number of academicians from India and abroad. So pay attention and try to have the maximum input from this program. I shall now call upon Dr. Giri to offer a vote of thanks. Sir, take your time.
Thank you, Dr. Moya. Is my voice
Yes. It's very clear, sir.
okay? Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to give a warm greeting to Honorable Vice Chancellor, the chief guest of this inaugural function, this a week-long career development, career plan, personality development, career planning workshop organized by the Department of Management, Career Counseling and Placement Cell, Gujarat University. Next, I would like to I also like to mention our honorable keynote speaker, Professor Arvind Kumar, and my colleagues out who have been here, as well as the participation. A very good morning to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure and really honored and lucky to have the opportunity to propose a lot of thanks on this inaugural session of this week-long personality development and career planning. First of all, I would like to give my regard as well as appreciation to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor KRS Sambasiva Rao. Sir is right now not in the campus. Still then, Sir is able to spare his time from the airport, and he was able to join us for this inaugural session. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to thank very important person of today's inaugural function, Professor Arvind Kumar, Professor and Dean Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management and Entrepreneurship, Jawaharlal Nehru University. Thank you, sir, for your sir. Like I just would like to apologize. Like there was some breaking, so I could not get it all the points. But still, then I particularly like some of the things which I noted it down, especially the issue that you mentioned about. I think this should be taken care by all the participants of this workshop, where you have the good attitude is what we really require to build our personality and a good and fruitful career plan. Thank you so much, sir. Right. Next, and I would also before I keep on, continue my vote of thanks and appreciation to all the colleagues who have attended this inaugural session. I would like to just put a little bit, even though I'm delivering vote of thanks in relation to this personality development career planning. I think this particular workshop is very, very important. Simply, right now what we are here is that there is a dizzying rate of change in technology, and there is an increasing competition driven by the globalization of markets and technology. So we must not only be educated, we must constantly re-educate and reinvent ourselves. We must develop our minds and continually sharpen and invest in the development of our competencies to avoid becoming obsolete. And that is the very purpose of having this particular workshop, which are being organized by the Department of Management and Career Counseling and Placement Cell. And this is not the first, and I hope this will not be last. I also want to join congratulating my colleague, Dr. Caroline Balanciati, who is the coordinator of this particular workshop, for able to organize this very important workshop, as well as Dr. Lalmindiana Bentley, who is also my colleague in the department, as well as the joint coordinator of Career Counseling Placement Cell, Mizoram University. So big congratulations to all of you. As I continue my vote of thanks, I would like to offer next vote of thanks to Professor L.S. Sharma. Sir is the senior-most professor of the department and have been a mentor to most of us. Sir has delivered quoting the from the famous book, like a very a thoughtful management thinker. Shu, he has written The Art of War, and we all, like, I hope most of the management students who have learned this strategic management, they would be quite acquainted with this Shu. Thank you, sir, for your deliberation. And next, I would like to give my appreciation to our professor, our dean, School of Economics, Management, Information Science, Professor R.K. Nguyen Kumar. Sir has been always kind enough and very supportive in whatever the event that we have in the department. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time and be part of this inaugural session. Next, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our own HOD, Dr. Amit Kumar Singh. Dr. Amit Kumar Singh is right now the head of the department and is very very humble colleague in the department, and he's very cordial. And we are very fortunate to him for this in this inaugural session and motivating the students as well as the participant. Okay, and he's one of the architect of this particular event and encouraging all of our students to attend this very important workshop. Thank you so much, Dr. Amit. Next, I would like to extend my thanks to colleague, as I have already mentioned, Dr. Caroline, then Dr. Landingar Lenchai, as well as Dr. Bidu Kantidas, who is another colleague, who is also the placement officer, and he's been very actively involved in getting place of our student in the department. And also, I would like to thank Dr. Moya, Laro Moya Kyangte, who has been conducting this inaugural session. Very nice. And thank you so much, Dr. Laro Moya. Even though today is the inaugural session, I hope we would be having it. We would certainly be having a valedictory function. In that, of course, we would be appreciating. Even then, I would like to appreciate in this inaugural session all the resource persons, Dr. Janendra Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics Studies, Central University of Punjab, Mr. Sandeep Kumar, Dr. Sangeeta Shahu, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Aziz Singh, Ms. Priyanka Mishra, Dr. Ankita Rasdev, Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, Mr. Dhruv Boji, Mr. Joseph Larembrata, Professor Amit Chaudhary, Dr. Devendra Kumar Pandey, who have been kind enough and consented to be the resource person in this workshop. So thank you, all of you. We are looking forward for your important deliberation, and most of the importance are really heartening to see the topic that you would be delivered. I hope all the participants will be benefited. Last but not the least, without participant, this workshop would not be fruitful. So I would like to appreciate as well as thank you all the participation who have joined this session far and wide from Mizoram as well as different parts of the world. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sir Giri. So thank you everyone for participating in this inaugural session. Thank you. Ms. Carol.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'll take your leave. It was a pleasure to be among all of you. Professor Singh, I'll take your leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. When you are planning to come here, sir?
Actually, he is leaving.
Sir has left.
He has left the meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I would like to announce that during the inauguration, we are having this problem because we thought that we are using a Google Meet, which can accommodate around 265, but then it happens that the plan has been changed by the university, and then we can accommodate only 100 participants. So what we are going to do is we are going live on Facebook. So I will send the link to all the other participants who cannot log in, and you can access this meeting through Facebook Live. So we are creating a WhatsApp group, and those students who are already joining this program, please tell your friends to join the WhatsApp group and to please check their email, because I have sent information in their email so they can access the meeting through Facebook Live. Okay, and let us remember that all the registered participants will get a certificate, so it will not have an effect on the certificate if they are joining us from the Facebook Live. Okay. So let me share the address for Facebook Live. Welcome, Dr. Janendra Kumar. Hello, JK.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning, sir. Please wait for some time, okay? We are going live on Facebook, so let me solve that problem, and then as soon as that is done, we can start, okay?
Okay,
So,
sure.
your internet connection is good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, very good.
Hello, JK sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Okay, I think we can start if Dr. Janendra is ready.
Shall we start?
Okay. Okay, so now we will start the first technical session for this personality development and career planning program. As I have mentioned, right now around 100 can log in from this meeting, and we are going live on Facebook. So the rest of the participants can join the meeting through Facebook. Okay, so I have shared the Facebook live stream link to the students in the WhatsApp group, and I request the students to share with some of their other classmates who are doing the registration for this meeting. Okay. So as I have mentioned, the first technical session will be handled by Dr. Janendra Kumar Verma. He is an assistant professor in Central University of Punjab. And I would also like to mention that Sir Janendra Kumar is we used to be a classmate. He's my classmate from MBA from the Department of Management, Mizoram University, and he has cleared JRF. He has got JRF in 3 subjects, that is management, commerce, and economics, if I'm not mistaken. And currently he is serving as an assistant professor in Central University of Punjab, and he has handled many of the major research projects. So now let us invite him, and the topic for this session will be the concept of personality. So over to you, sir.
Caroline.
Yes, sir.
If you permit me, JK will just clarify. He has not 3 GRF. He has more than 6 GRF or 5 GRF.
Oh, yes, yes, please.
Yeah, so
Yes.
he'll tell you, not
That's
only
my
with the
mistake. Okay, sir. Yes, thank you so much for informing. Yeah, let him introduce by himself also, like the rest of the information that I left out. Okay. So you're most welcome. Sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Caroline, Minga, and Giri sir also. So, before we start our session, we should understand that personality is something we usually think that our own point of view or some idealistic state that personality should be like this, should be like that. But when it comes to career planning, we should understand that personality, how employers do they perceive, this is very important. Sometimes we face interview, and if we are not in the position to portray our personality traits according to their requirement, it is difficult to get through. So I will be using one PPT if you don't have any problem.
That will be better.
So how to share, I will check because, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Giri sir is leaving. Thank you, sir. So how to share? It's cast the meeting. Caroline, I am unable to find how to share. Full screen, yeah, full screen, okay. Is it visible?
Yes, no, not yet. You see the up arrow, which is on the foot. Did you see that? Right
Yeah,
below
arrow is there.
three dot. Yes, you can share it from there.
So I think it's sharing now.
Yes, yes.
Can you see the slides?
Yes, it's coming.
F5. Is it okay now?
Very good, very good.
Okay, thank you. So we will go ahead now. So personality term derived from a Latin word that is persona, which means to speak through, or we can say mask. So in ancient Rome and Greece, actors used to wear masks to reflect the personality of the character they used to portray. So from that time, this word came into existence. Now we are having this personality. So we should understand personality is totality, or we can say aggregate of all our psychological and sometimes we can include biological attributes also. So it is not a particular psychological phenomena, it is different attributes, psychological attributes in single term we are reflecting, so that is personality. Right? Meaning of personality. Personality is the relatively stable set of psychological attributes that distinguish one person from another. So we can say that every individual has personality. All human beings, they are unique and they have unique personality. And personality is not something which is built in one day or two, right? It is relatively stable set, means it built up in a fairly long time, right? Personality may be defined as the characteristic pattern of behavior that determines an individual's adjustment to the environment or situation. See, here you have to understand that it is speaking about environment as well as situation. Environment is relatively, broader phenomena, telling us long duration and different aspects, whereas situation is short term and specific in nature. So how an individual will adjust in a given situation or will respond to a particular environment. So that is decided by one's personality. It describes how an individual affects others, how one understands oneself, and one's pattern of internal as well as external measurable traits. See, all traits are not measurable. Individual is affecting others, individual is being affected by others, individual is being affected by environment. So personality changes accordingly. Now, it is the dynamic organization within an individual of those psychological systems which determines one's unique adjustment to the environment. See, there is no, ready-made formula that how an individual will respond to a particular situation or environment given the personality, because every individual is having a unique personality, so they will respond in unique manner. Everyone will respond to a given situation in unique manner. Some of you might have, gone through some of the psychological tests if you have faced any defense interviews. So same thing is given to different people and they respond differently to these psychological tests. So it depends on
One
personality.
second. Sir, one
How
second.
how
Newton,
will we respond to particular situation? It depends on our personality. So personality, if you understand in nutshell, it depends on our past learning. It depends on our attitude. It depends on our motivation level. It depends upon our perception backed by our previous learnings. So personality is a relatively complicated phenomena that we have to understand. Nature of personality. See, when we talk about personality, we can define it, but when we want to groom our personality, then we have to understand that what are the arenas we have to emphasize on. So there are a few we can discuss about self-consciousness. See, until we are aware about ourselves or we try to understand ourselves, we can't groom our personality. So we should understand our inner strength, our inner position, our psychological attributes, so that we can act upon to improve to groom our personality. Adaptability to environment. See, there are so many situations in which we are not in the position to change the environment. Rather, we have to change according to prevailing environment. It may be any sort of environment. It can be our institution of learning. It can be our workplace. It can be our society. It can be our family. So many times we are not in the position to change the environment. So we have to change ourselves. We have to adapt ourselves according to the environment. Goal oriented. See, when we are planning for career or any other thing, we should understand, we should keep in mind that this is our goal. Particular goal should be, specified. If you don't have any goal in your mind, it is unlikely that you will achieve that goal. Because why do we face problems in career planning nowadays? Because we are not very clear about that, what we are going to achieve after our studies, which profession we are going to enter. So we are rather confused. +2, graduation, PG, every if and then we change our desired professions where we want to enter. So it should not be there. If you are clear since beginning that yes, this we want to achieve, then we will be very clear to target that particular goal with our full energy. And we will be able to develop those personality traits which are required in that particular profession. Right? Integration of personality. See, we all know that personality is totality of our behavioral attributes. So until we integrate all those traits to yield some desired goals, it will be useless to develop those traits if they are not consistent. Right? Now, we should understand some of the characteristics of personality. See, personality is organized and constant. Organized means it is deliberately developed, and it is less likely to change in short span of time. Suppose we have learned for last 20 or 25 years, we have passed through certain situation and environment, our background, cultural background, family background, our learning. So these all things all together constituted our personality. If we want to change it today in one day or two, it is not possible. It may take much more time. Okay, so if this organization is in desirable area, then it is very good for us. Personality is psychological, but is used by biological needs and process. See, sometimes we say that this person is having very good personality, maybe tall, maybe short, maybe handsome, beautiful, or someone is not looking so good. So how will we say that a particular attribute is determining personality? We will discuss some of the theories of personality, then it will be more clear. But we should understand that personality refers to both psychological as well as physiological attributes. It is not something like only psychological or only physiological, right? Personality causes behavior to happen. See, how have you decided to join this workshop? Maybe because of your personality. Because personality includes your learning, your motivation, your perception, everything. So, personality is going to result in some way. Your action, your responses, your decisions, your learning, further learnings. So it is guided by personality in some way or other. Personality is displayed through thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and many other ways. Our personality is reflected in our thoughts, feelings, attributes, and so many other psychological attributes. So personality is very important, right? Now, determinants of personality. See, we sometimes give more emphasis on our biological traits. Many times we don't have control over those traits. It is hereditary in nature. Someone is tall, someone is short, someone is fat, someone is thin. So many times it is something beyond our control. but it contributes in our personality. For example, someone want to join defense. For that, one need to be tall, very physically strong, and any individual is not having these traits, then one is not fit for that profession. So heredity is playing some role in deciding our personality. Environment. Environment could be our immediate family, maybe parents where we are going to be brought up, and society where we are residing for a very long time since our childhood to adulthood. So that is very important, that which environment we are staying in. It is the environment where people are very good, very progressive. They pay much attention to education, learning, they prefer to do some other work. So environment play a vital role in developing our personality. Situation. See, situation, as we already discussed, is relatively short-term phenomenon. So a particular situation, for example, some of our any one of my friend is going to do something wrong to me, okay, continuously again and again, right? So it may be a case that in due course I may stop to talk to him. Some sort of differences may emerge. So these are the situation. Or sometimes you get angry to someone because of something you did not like. So that is situational. So situation also affects personality. And if situation continuously repeat itself, same situation, then actually it contributes in a change of our personality. Right. Theories of personality. There are different theories of personality. Some are of very important to understand human behavior, whereas some of these theories are important for those who are interested in career planning. So we will have an overview to all these theories, like type theory, trait theory, psychoanalytic theory, social learning theory, humanistic theory. Type theory. According to type theories, people are grouped into identifiable categories. So there are psychologists developed certain categories, right? So every individual can be classified in any of these categories, right? On the basis of classifying personality is based on the physique. Certain proposed type theories and feels that a relationship is sought to be established between feature of body and personality. So these type theories are emphasizing more on physical attributes rather than psychological attributes. A short plump person, that is called endomorph, is said to be sociable, relaxed, and even-tempered. Means that fellow is easily to be socialized. It is very cool, relaxed, not short-tempered, that easily getting angry or easily influenced. So this is one of the category type, one of the type. A tall, thin person, that is called ectomorph, is characterized as restrained, self-conscious, and fond of solitude. So this fellow is having better cognitive process as compared to endomorph. That fellow is aware about one's own strengths and weaknesses, right? And prefer to stay in alone, solitude. A heavy-set muscular individual, that is mesomorph, is described as noisy, callous, and fond of physical activity. So this type of people are very talkative in nature, talk so much, and they are fond of physical activities, physical work, maybe sports, something like that. So these are the classifications of type theory. The next one is trait theory. See, in type theory, we classified on the basis of more than one attribute. You can go back, you can see. First one is sociable, relaxed, and event temper. Three traits are there. But in trait theory, we have only single trait to classify the personality, rather than more than one. So this approach is understood as being an enduring attribute of a person that appears consistently in different situations. Each individual trait differs from the other individual in a unique way. See, since we are considering only one trait in this trait theory, so this particular individual trait should be very dominating in individual. If that trait is very dominating, that reflects usually in that particular individual, then we tag that particular trait in that individual's personality. There are two ways of assessing personality traits. First one is the person describes himself by answering questions about these attitudes, feelings, and behaviors. And second one is someone else evaluates the person's traits either from what he knows about the individuals or from direct observation of behaviors. This is very important for career planning. See, when we are being perceived by anyone who is assessing our personality, be it interview or something, so in that case, it is very important that this second part is very important. Someone else evaluates the person's trait. Those, suppose we are facing interview, those who are in interview panel, some psychologists are there, they will be assessing that which trait is dominating in our personality. So if particular, for example, someone want to become front office desk personnel in any office, so that fellow should be very good in communication skills, very humble, polite, soft skills. So these skills are required. So in that case, if such traits are dominating, that fellow is likely to get that job. So from their point of view, we have to prepare ourselves. How do we perceive ours? This is not important. But whether their requirement is reflecting our personality in action, that is important. Psychoanalytical theory. See, this is a very important theory, especially to understand child behavior and child personality. Sigmund Freud developed the first comprehensive personality theory called psychoanalytic theory. Freud saw personality as being composed of three elements: the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is something which is given by parents. It is hereditary in nature, which can't be changed or influenced by environment or any sort of treatment, psychological or physiological treatment. Physiological maybe, but not psychological. So from 0 to 3 years, 2 years, child is something which is more or less dependent on those things which are given by parents. The ego state. The ego element is something which can be developed and changed by prevailing environment. After 2-3 years, child can be subjected to the society, family, relatives, and then they start to change their personality. So this component is ego component in personality. It can be influenced, developed, or influenced by society or prevailing environment. Last element is superego. In superego, individual is being given treatment of some ethics, some moral, advanced stage of ego, in which they develop their moral, their ethics, that how to respond a particular situation, how to give value judgment to a prevailing situation. So this is third advanced stage of someone's personality. So this is something about psychoanalytical theory. It is very important to analyze and change personality in childhood up to 5 or 6 years. Next one is social learning theory. Learning, we all know that learning is something which starts from our birth until death we continue. But we should understand that if we don't have right stimuli for learning, it can affect adversely to our personality. So learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior due to some past experience. So these experience should be such that it adds some value in our personality. Many activities of human behavior are either learned or modified by learning. There are two ways of learning through reinforcement of direct experience and learning by observing others. See, both methods we adopt for learning. Reinforcement could be positive or negative. If someone is learning, someone is doing right things, so we give some encouragement, some motivation, some incentive, so that that individual continue to do those things. And if someone is not doing something right, for example, if we are not performing well in exam, we score very bad in exam. So what is that? That is negative reinforcement. So in next semester or next year, we will study hard to get some good score in exam. So these positive and negative reinforcement changes our behavior, and behavioral change may result in learning if it is likely to be for a longer period. An individual can learn by observing the action of others, and this is called social learning theory. See, many times in childhood, what do? We simply observe our parents, our siblings, and our neighbors, that how are they doing for a particular task, how do they complete their task, how they are responding to particular situation, okay, how are they adding their value. So we can learn something from society. Okay, so learning from society is relatively easy. Why? Because from society we are getting stimuli every if and then. We are going out of home and our learning starts. We are not learning deliberately, but stimulus is coming, and our senses are starting, being functional. They are adding some value in our learning, our personality, adding some something in our perception. So in total, it is affecting our personality. An individual's action in a given situation depends upon the specific characteristics of a situation, the individual's understanding of the situation, and past behavior in a similar situation. See, we always respond to a situation based on our previous learning. And if this response is something giving good result, then we think about to repeat these responses in future such situations. Or if we don't get desired result by that particular response, then we try to change our response to that particular type of situation. So social learning also helps in upgrading our personality. Right. I think it's not working. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah, slide is not going down actually.
Okay. Right now we are seeing your social learning theory slide. Is it correct?
Yeah, I'm just going to next slide, but it is no hang now.
You stop share it. If it is not working, you stop share it and share it again.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think now it's working.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's good. So next one is the humanistic approach. The humanistic approach share a common emphasis on man's potential for self-direction and freedom of choice. See, this is by and large individual-oriented approach that an individual will develop its true potential for developing personality, and they will have less intervention from other sources like environment and society. They are concerned with the self and the individual's subjective experience. Since they are individualistic in nature, their subjective judgment is pivotal in this approach. But this approach so far has not, they gave some significant results. Next one is the big five model of personality. This is very important in studying work life or taking into consideration your career planning. Personality traits of an executive supervisor influences the behavior of the employees in an organization. Personality traits like talkative, smiling, and exhibitive in facial expressions and assertiveness are highly appropriate for executives to inspire, motivate, and lead the subordinates. See, supervisors in an organization, they have moral responsibility to motivate, communicate, and lead their subordinates. So if their action and their behaviors are valued by subordinates, they are likely to get motivated to perform well, to increase their productivity. So what are the traits which superiors should have to motivate their personnel, their subordinates? Traits like openness and frankness of the managers reduce dysfunctional activities and conflicts and enable the subordinates to concentrate on work-related activities and increase productivity. See, it's very important that there is good flow of communication between superior and subordinate. And if there is any communication gap, it is unlikely to get subordinate motivated towards their task. Right. The major personality traits which influence the job behavior and job performance are labeled as the big five personality traits. These are given in next slide. Extroversion. See, so those who are sociable means easily to get along with, talkative, they talk spontaneously, they communicate spontaneously, and assertive means having positive attitude. So if these three things are there in a particular superior, then we can say that fellow is extrovert. Agreeableness. Good-natured, though there is no universal acceptance about what to say good nature. Cooperative and trusting. So those who are cooperative, those who are easily to get in some some sort of consensus regarding any issue, and those who are trustworthy. These traits reflect in their agreeableness. Consciousness, this is third one. Responsible, dependable, persistent, and achievement oriented. See, any superior, suppose superior is there. So when it comes to the behavior between superior and subordinate, superior need to be responsible because subordinate can't direct or can give any order to superior. if superior is responsible by his or her own virtue, then it is good for increasing productivity of subordinate. Dependable means whenever subordinate require any support from superior, especially if it is some artisan or some technical work is there, in that case, that fellow should be accessible and available for support. So dependency, if it is dependable, then it's good for subordinate. Persistent and achievement oriented. See, if there is no orientation of achievement, means what happens sometimes subordinate, they are performing their job just for the sake of pretending they are doing their job. But if they are not goal oriented, yes, if they are not motivated enough to complete the task with effectiveness and efficiency, so it is that situation. It should not be there. So that fellow should understand that it is his or her responsibility to complete that task. It is in their mind, in their cognition that yes, this has to be completed. So their conscience is very sound, we can say. Next one is emotional stability. Emotional stability can be reflected if someone is calm, superior is calm, means not exciting, not having so much of an anxiety. If some adverse situation is arising through subordinate, self-confident, yes, that fellow can get work done through subordinate, and feeling secure, yes, that subordinate is going to complete that task. So it will reflect emotional stability. Openness to experience. See, when we perform some task, being subordinate or superior, there is likelihood that there may be certain situation we might have not imagined that situation, maybe good or bad, both. So we should be ready and we should be open to those particular situations. It is not like that we will continue to work in traditional way. If we will not explore different ways to perform particular task, how will research and development will take place? So there should be some improvement in our methods and process. So this is possible when we are imaginative and we are artistically sensitive. Yes, we are giving value to individual artisans with some unique skills, right? So next one is assessment of personality. This is our last part. We have, I think, 1 or 2 more slides. So see, in the first or second slides, we discussed that there are two point of view of assessing personality. What individual is thinking about oneself and how others are perceiving that individual. So these two things are completely different. There may be match or there may be mismatch between these two. But if there is match between these two, it's good. It should be. We should strive for this match. Personality is measured through tests. These personality tests are supposed to find out the traits possessed by an individual. These tests determine the personality factors mainly in 3 areas. Personal adjustment, how that particular individual is going to respond to a particular situation. Attitudes, situation is short term, attitudes are built in very long time, and these are difficult to change or modify in short term. Interests, what are the interests? Sometimes you might have entered in your resume or some form that what are your hobbies. So through that also assessor can assess personality in some way, right? So these 3 things need to be looked in while assessing individual person. personality. Again, it's not, yeah, coming. So some methods are given in for assessing personality. See, personality assessment is very important. It solves different purpose. Not only for the employer, but employees for them also. For example, suppose if individual get entry in that particular profession or job, which is not being liked by that individual. So whole life that fellow will curse the moment when that fellow got into that job. So it should not happen. Right person should be placed for right task. So personality assessment is important for both individual that who want to get into a particular job or profession, and those who are assessing individual's personality for recruiting. So certain tests are being performed by these assessors. Some of them are given: word association test, situation reaction test, interview, that is very common, you all know, then transactional analysis. So in word association test, a series of words is given, and then those who are being given that test, they're being asked to narrate and build some story for those using those particular words. Situation reaction test is given to people to assess that how particular individual is going to respond in a given situation. Situation could be anything. One has to reflect one's personality in this test. That fellow gives solution to a particular situation according to his or her own past learning and experiences. So that way assessor gets some idea about personality. Interviews, you all know that in interviews, people are being asked different questions, sometimes structured, sometimes unstructured. And some psychological attributes, these are being judged through these interviews. And this last one is transactional analysis, very important for understanding behavior in work life. See, there are different components of transactional analysis like life position, ego state, game analysis, state analysis. This transactional analysis is particularly useful to understand interpersonal behavior, that how two individuals are interacting with each other. So in life position, 4 life positions are there. I'm okay, you are okay. I'm not okay, you are not okay. I'm okay, you are not okay. I'm not okay, you are okay. So 4 different life position to decide that people think between two fellow, that how do they stand in their life, whether everything is going well or not, whether they have achieved something substantially or not. So life position reflects their personality. Ego state is behavior, interpersonal behavior. There are 3 types of ego: parent, child, adult. So when 2 people interact, there may be a possibility that both are interacting in parent, both are interacting in child ego, both are interacting in adult ego, or different combinations of these 3. So accordingly, their mental state, psychological state, and personality can be assessed. Game analysis, repeated behavior with others give us that particular type of game or payoff they are deciding through their previous experiences. Script analysis is based on our previous socio-cultural inputs, that how our behavior is influenced by our past learning in society, maybe family, parents, relatives, how actually they affected our personality so far. So these things we can assess through these some of the tests. There are so many tests you can see. but some of the importance I picked to discuss here. So this is all in this presentation. I think again this slide is yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Jinendra.
So if some questions are there, we can take up.
Yes.
How to
Okay,
stop.
does anyone have a question? All the participants. Anyone from the students and participants, if you have any question or anything that you would like to say to Dr. Jinendra?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I am Dalim Bhattarai and I am currently a student of MBA first sem in Mizoram University.
Very good.
Sir, I would like to know, sir, what are the practical things that could be done to improve the personality? Like, so what are the things?
See, you must have studied organizational behavior in your studies. So if you can improve some of the psychological attributes, because you are in management discipline, so definitely you will be heading towards some corporate in future. So this is my personal thinking that in management you should build up two essential skills. One is communication skills and one is decision making skills. So if you could develop these two skills, you will be very suitable in any corporate in future. And when we talk about the communication, that most of us know that verbal and non-verbal communication, we emphasize on these, and then we can build up communication skills. But when it comes to decision-making skills, it is rather difficult to actually explore that how to take right decision. Suppose you are going to make career tomorrow. So more than communication skills, you need to have decision-making skills, right? So
Yes,
in
sir.
decision-making, suppose you want to invest into two security. One is yielding 10% return, one is yielding 15% return. So here you can easily make decisions that 15% is more profitable, we'll go for that.
Yes.
But when it comes to include qualitative phenomena in your decision making, it is rather difficult. But you want to pursue MBA from Mizoram University or NEHU,
Yes.
how will you decide? So this decision is rather difficult.
Yes, sir.
So include some qualitative judgment in your decision making so that you can groom your personality. Communication skills you might have developed so far, there is no issue, but I'm sure that decision part is still need to be improved. So you have to look into that.
Yes, very much decision making skills. I need to implement it because
Exactly.
I think in many situations I used to fall in dilemma whether I should go this path or that path.
Exactly. So in that situation, you have to utilize your past learnings, your personality attributes to take right decision, because wrong decisions at some point of time can create huge problem in your life.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Anyone else?
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good morning. Please.
Yes. My name is Janam Sukanya, and I am from the third semester from Mizoram University. So my question is like, if we want to increase our personality, like how Dalim said, we can improve it. So can we improve personality by talking to more people and attending more interviews for the jobs, and exploring more things can improve our personality or not?
See, talking more does not make any sense to upgrade your personality. But what are you talking, and for what purpose? This is important. So if you are talking rubbish thing, it's useless.
Yes,
So
sir.
talk to right person for right purpose. It's not like that. You're talking, so much with so many people, those who are not having, what to say, any sort of content which could be useful for you. So it is useless. Rather, you should be very reserved and very choosy than in talking to whom or to what to talk. So your content should be in presentation only. I told that you should decide goal. If it is about your career or something else, your goal should be clear. And if your goal is in your mind, then accordingly you can decide that what course of action should be taken for reaching that particular goal. What happens many times, we don't have any goal. We are doing something in fashion because others are doing. I am doing MBA because my batchmate or my neighbor is all doing MBA, right? So it is not like that. Whether you have any interest, you have any goal, that will be solved by that MBA or not.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? So I don't think anyone left to.
Anyone else who would like to ask question or give comments for Sir Janendra?
Sir, there is one more doubt. Sir, can we go through that test like you said in the last slide about the how to determine the personality? So
see, so many tests are available in online websites. So if you refer any standard website which is being developed by some known psychologists, by that you can go through easily. Otherwise, if you want to refer some books, then also you can get in library. You have library in your university. Psychology department is there. You can consult some of the professors also there. They can administer your test, not only your test, but your whole batchmates also will be included in that test to identify some of the areas where you can work on to improve or to groom your personality.
yes, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, if there are no questions, okay, if there are no more questions, I think we can end the first session. And the first technical session was handled efficiently by Dr. Janendra Kumar Verma, who has 6 JRF from six different subjects. I was making a mistake when I was saying 3. So
No
actually
problem.
he has 6 JRF from 6 different subjects. So I would like to mention that. And thank you so much, Dr. Janendra Kumar Verma, for joining us. And your session was very introductive. I mean, it was very good. And I think we all the participants will have an enriching experience from your teaching. So thank you so much. And thank you for accepting our invitation and delivering the session very well. So we would like to see you again in maybe if you have time in the valedictory session that will be conducted on September 11. That will be on Saturday. Okay, I will give you information about that later on.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, have a nice day, sir. So I would like to make an announcement for all the participants. As we have said that the plan that we are using, the application that we're using was actually assumed to accommodate around 250 participants at one time. But then there was a change in the domain, so it appears that we cannot accept 250 participants at one time. So we are trying to solve the issues by streaming live through Facebook. But we also see that we are trying to get more options for this application, and we find that there's Microsoft Teams or Google YouTube live streaming. both can be used. So we will have a break, and then we will try to get back here at 1, where we will have one more session that will be handled by Mr. Upande, who is working in Minda Industries Limited. Okay, so we are going to have a session with Mr. Upande, who is from Minda Industries Limited. So let's hope that it will be a very interesting session. So those who already joined here, if you want, you can stay for you can stay without logging out, because once you log out, some other registered participants might also want to log in, so there might be a chance that you might not be able to log in again. But anyway, as I have mentioned, I have sent an email where I'm mentioning about the invitations for the WhatsApp group, and I can see that many of you have joined the group, and the other informations will be given out there. Okay, so we might use YouTube live streaming apart from this Google Meet, so the rest of the participants who cannot log in, they can join us through live streaming. Okay, so let's take a short break, and then let's try to get back here at 1. Okay, I will not leave the meeting, I will on my system. So I will turn off my video, and then we can get back all together at 1. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yo, Russ.